Well, a new poll in France suggests 40% of nurses want to change their profession. They complain of working conditions, small salaries and a lack of recognition and perspective. We spoke with nurse Eric Tricot, who says discontent among health workers had already been growing for some time.
When I read in the newspapers that 40% of nurses want to change their jobs, I am terrified. They leave and want to do something else not because of the COVID crisis. It's due to frustration that's been building up over several decades. And they have already expressed that by going out onto the streets and demonstrating. But those protests were violently suppressed. In France, the police often opt for forceful, repressive methods. You saw what happened to the yellow vests, and the demonstrations of medical personnel were also brutally suppressed, with gendarmes and special forces clearly abusing their powers. So when the COVID crisis hit, employees who were already tired and devastated by then demanded recognition of their work and a pay rise, but it never happened. It was like somebody poured ice-cold water on them. The French healthcare system, which was ranked 3rd or 5th best in the world, has turned out to be a fiction. Medical personnel are exhausted, salaries are miserable, and people are starting to understand what is really going on.
Well, according to that poll, 51% of nurses think their profession doesn't allow them to experience real career development and prospects. Nearly 2/3 consider their job thankless. More than 92% believe the health crisis has shown the role and duties of nurses must be reviewed. The issue of salaries is of concern too. More than 75% of working nurses earn less than the national average. With enormous pressure on the health system during the pandemic, salaries became one of the main issues for widespread protests among workers last year. The government then promised to spend an additional €8 billion to boost wages. Eric Tricot again says the authorities have failed medical workers.
We were called heroes during the first wave, but now they are demanding that we do more than ever before. And the directives that come from the government are a catastrophe, bordering on criminal. We have an invisible common enemy, COVID-19, and specialists from different fields have united to fight it. And only the government failed to provide the medical staff with the necessary protective equipment and did not revise their working conditions. I am simply horrified that the Prime Minister is talking on TV about some kind of victory. They say we did not have to introduce another lockdown and this is a victory, but let him explain that to those who have lost their relatives. To be honest, I don't understand what kind of victory we can talk about here.